Hi everyone, it's Donna from Smoke'N'Licious in Olean, New York in America. And today we are still continuing our special feature for the holiday season. And we are going to feature another drink. But this time it's going to be something that I think those of you that are in the Southern Hemisphere would enjoy as well. And that's because we're going to do a rendition of a winter pina colada. So we have two alcohols that are going to be featured today. We're going to have our Blue Curacao, and we're also going to be featuring a vodka. And I have selected a vanilla flavored vodka. And for the smoky component, we're going to be doing the vodka. So we're going to get ready first to introduce you to the ingredients you'll need, and then join us in the kitchen as we put our smoky cocktail together. So we're calling our drink the Smoked Jack Frost, and it is essentially a winter version of a pina colada. So if you like pina coladas, you're going to love this drink. Let's go over what ingredients you're going to need for it, and then we're going to prepare our glass ahead of time and then discuss what components you can smoke. So the first thing you're going to need is to pick out a vodka. Now, vodka comes in many, many flavors now. I have selected, just because it is our Christmas season, a vanilla flavored, but there's peppermint, there's spearmint, there's just all tons of vodkas. Pick one that you will enjoy. The other ingredient you're going to need is Blue Curacao, and this is what gives that extra sweet flavor to the pina colada. Pineapple juice. You're going to need some light corn syrup, and this is going to be for rimming our glass. And then you're going to need what's called real cream of coconut, and this is what gives a pina colada its true pina colada flavor. Make sure that you're not taking an artificial cream of coconut. You want to make sure that this is a real, and you'll see that it looks kind of pasty. It's almost gluish colored, but that is what gives it the true pina colada. And then you'll need some shredded coconut, and again, the light corn syrup and the shredded coconut are going to be for rimming our glass, which we're going to discuss now. And as you know, when you do pina coladas or anything that's more of a tropical drink, you normally try to serve it in more of a margarita style glass. But you can use any glass that you're comfortable with. What we're going to start off with is just taking a little bit of our light corn syrup, and we're going to put a paper towel just a little bit onto a paper towel and just kind of smear that a little bit. And this is going to be the sticky component to our rimming. And you're just going to take your glass and you're just going to gently rim it with the corn syrup. And then following that, you can take your glass and put it into the coconut. Just give it a couple of turns. And the corn syrup will allow that to rim nicely. So this is the preparation for our actual cocktail. Now, once that step is done, you'll need to make a decision on what you want to actually smoke. So let's talk about when you do smoked cocktails. You have lots of options. You can actually do ice or water. So we're going to be using our ice as standard ice cubes, but you can make your ice cubes with smoked water first, and that could be the smoky component. Again, we've discussed you can do the alcohols, you could also do the pineapple juice, or you can do the cream of coconut. I would not recommend that you do the rimmed coconut because I think that's going to be too much of a smoky flavor when you take that first sip. So today we've elected to do the vodka. So we're going to meet up next in the kitchen where we're doing our DIY setup of the smoking container, and we're going to be putting our vodka on there for a brief time to smoke and then putting our cocktail together. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen, and I've already established our DIY stovetop smoker that we're going to use for smoking our vodka. Now, if you've visited our other episodes, you'll see that we have introduced you how to set up the DIY smoker, so I'm not going to go into the full detail. I will review it briefly. But be sure that you visit our smoked ricotta horns. We use the DIY smoker, and we also did it with our whiskey cocktail. So you can visit Passing It On and take a look at those items. So basically this is a stock pot that we have lined with foil. I've done 2 sheets of small square foils at the bottom, puts a handful of our wood chips, and we're still using our Bry blend for fish, vegetables, and fruit because this is one of the lighter blends that we do, and it's perfect for cocktails. So I've added just a handful of those on top of the foil and then placed a round roasting rack at the base, and that's going to be what we place our glass on. So I'm going to release the lid, and you'll see that I've also done a foil lining onto that just to keep the creosote from building up. And if you look inside, you'll see where I've already charred my chips. They're smoking nicely, so I'm just going to place my glass with my half cup of vodka in it and then just cover this. Now this is just going to be a brief, you don't even need the heat any longer because you can see that our wood chips are well smoked. This is basically just a cold smoking technique. You're not cooking the vodka, you are simply introducing the flavor infusion of the wood chips. So we're going to leave that for a few minutes, take it off, and then we're going to meet again at the food processor and put our smoky cocktail together. Okay, so we've removed our vodka from our DIY stovetop smoker, and it's now nicely smoked. And we're now ready to put our cocktail together. So this is very simple. You may use a blender, you may use a food processor, you can use one of those bullet style smoothies, whatever you have that can power is fine. So I've got my food processor set, I've put in some ice, and because I like my Jack Frost cocktails with a crushed ice, I'm going to just give this some pulses. And remember, we don't want to liquefy it, but we just want to get it so that it's crushed down. Now remember, we're going to blend this with the cocktail ingredients, so only go so far and then learn to stop. So next, while this is running, I'm going to pour in my pineapple juice, and then I'm going to introduce my alcohols. So this is 1 cup of pineapple juice, and I'm going to just remove my little pour area. We'll pour in some liquid. Process. Now comes in our smoked vodka. And remember, you'll want this to be cooled down a little bit so that it doesn't melt all of your ice. That's about a half a cup. And we've got a cup of our Blue Curacao. And then in goes our cream of coconut. Personally, my favorite part. And now we're just going to give that a careful pulse. And remember, we're blending. We don't want to over blend this. We want to just make sure everything gets combined. Now, if you're looking for a thicker drink, then obviously you're going to add some more ice, make it more crushed ice. If you like a thinner one, you can feel free to leave the ice out, just blend or combine all your ingredients and pour it over some ice cubes, or even just chill a pitcher. So I do believe that this is ready for some pouring. So let's take a look. You'll see a nice frothy top to it. I like to first pour mine off. If I'm just doing this individually served, I just kind of pour off into a measuring cup or other pouring. If you're going to put this out for entertaining, then obviously you can go ahead and pour this off into a pitcher that you're going to serve. But I am just going to put some into our measuring cup. Get our prepared cocktail glass ready. Remember, this is our rimmed cocktail glass with shredded coconut. And we pour in our Jack Frost. If you really like coconut, feel free to put some shreddings, and you may use one that's not quite so fine. But this is ready for sampling.
Ooh, that's really good.
Could you drink them all day?
I could, yeah. Nice pineapple. Oh, yeah, it's good. And it's smoked.
And that's just from our vodka. So if you were to smoke another ingredient, what do you think would be another option that you think would be nice in there?
I think I would try the ice.
Yeah, I think the water into ice cubes would be perfect. So let's remind everybody, when you do that, you're just going to simply take a cup like we did with the vodka. You're going to put water directly into it, enough to make ice cubes. So you will need a bit more than what we did for the vodka. And then make your ice cubes water with the smoke component. Put it in, freeze them up, and then just drop in your ice. Again, making crushed, or you can use them just as cubes. So this is our smoked Jack Frost cocktail. Perfect for the holidays to bring a little spice of summer taste with a pina colada flavoring that will let everybody enjoy the holidays and the introduction into the new year. So we're wishing you all the best from Smokin'Licious with Donna and Angela. We appreciate you chiming in here with our holiday episodes. Happy cocktails and happy holidays.